Hello, this is Daddy. Back to tell you a story this time. At least I'm here with a story. My four-legged friend Lady's going to tell it. And we're going to do this in two parts because I don't think one part will fit on a video. I'm not sure, but we'll do it in two parts to make sure. So here we go. It's called Lady's Story.
My name is Lady, and I'm a big black lab. Not really big, I was around of the litter. I guess for a lab I'm small, but I think I'm pretty big. Cass brought me back from the other side so I could tell you my story. He's always doing things like that, and that's one of the reasons I love him so much. Well, for a dog, I never was treated like one. I have a very good memory, and I can take you all the way back to when I first became part of Cass's family. My brothers and sisters were from the highest degree, the highest line of purebred animals that were raised to be show dogs. Unfortunately for me, I was the runt, so I didn't belong. My breeders were going to have me put away, and I remember that day well. I wanted to live. They had already called the veterinarian, and he was going to euthanize me, whatever that was. It sure didn't sound good. Anyway, my breeders were on their way out the door with me in a cage when they ran into a neighbor who told them that a guy down the street had just lost his companion, a dog named Brock. They decided to see if he would take me. You don't know how happy this made me. My heart was thumping and my tail was wagging when they knocked on Cass's front door. My world came to an end when Cass told them that he didn't want me, that the loss of Brock was so hard to take that he didn't want to get that close to another living thing. So they said, "That's okay. We have an appointment to have her put away." Cass's reply was, "You can't do that. I'll find a home for her." Oh, thank God I'd found me a home. I would make Cass love me so much that he'd never give me up. That's when I became Cass's very best friend and constant companion. My first real home was in Roosevelt, on Roosevelt Avenue in a small suburb called Cass as Sugar House. Boy, was I a lucky dog. Cass and I took to each other right off the get-go. And that's the truth. My new home was really a nice, cozy place. Cass gave me the run of the whole house, and it was lots of fun exploring through the closets and under the beds. Sometimes I'd find the neatest things to chew on or take outside and bury. I remember once finding a real nice boot underneath the bed, and I assumed that Cass had left it there for me to play with. It was so nice, so I chewed on it the biggest part of the day. Wow, they say that only dogs get mad and people get angry. Not true. Cass really totaled out. Gosh, I never heard so many new words. He ranted and raved for days. He said all his life he wanted a Tony Lama boot, so he finally bought a pair, and now he only had the left one to wear. He was so angry that I thought he would never get glad. I knew I had done wrong, and I was really, really sad. But Cass finally got over it, and then I was glad. Cass said many things that no dog really was. Oh my goodness, I did get lost. Anyway, Cass said many times that no dog really would measure up to his Brock. So my greatest desire was to prove him wrong. I wanted to be the best that I could be so my master Cass would love me. I remember one time when I pooped underneath the living room table, and Cass scolded me and put me outside for the longest time. Then there was another time when I pooped in a shoe. Ha 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 ha! This I have to tell you about. It's really funny. There was this salesman Cass knew that was really obnoxious. When he'd visit us, he would take off his shoes, put them alongside the couch, and they would stink up the whole house. Well, I had to go really bad, and there was these shoes that smelled just like shit, so I plopped a good one right into one. Wait a minute, I'm not through. I'm just getting to the best part. The guy got ready to leave and put on his shoes, and you should have seen the expression on his face when the poop oozed up around the top of his shoe. Cass laughed so hard that he rolled on the floor, and the guy never did come back to his house anymore. When I was little, I was always doing things that would get Cass upset. Not on purpose, I want you to know, but I think it was the puppy in me. Another thing I want you to know is that I did bad things. Cass never hit me, but boy could he give a French blessing, and sometimes they would last for days. It took me about a year before I grew out of my mischievous ways, and we both managed to survive. Well, we're doing this in 2 parts. We'll call this part 1, and I'll be back with part 2. Woof, woof, woof!